What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at more of the Jada toy Street Fighter figures. So first off, we have the Evil Ryu, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for this last year. And of course, we have had it for a while. We just didn't know what to do. Haven't had any other Street Fighter figures to do it with, but it looks pretty cool. So it's just like an alternate form of Ryu. Of course, I'll go into a story and everything, but just kind of like a color variation of him. But it looks pretty cool there. Again, from the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers. If we spin it around, we can see him there sort of posed up on the Ryu stage, which we'll get some cool stuff for that. And we can slide this outer cover off and see him there. So there we have Evil Ryu. Comes with some accessories, has different Hadoukens, and then comes with these signs like this one especially can fall apart. And those are kind of on this stage. So the Ryu stage that's in the background and was on the back of the box. So that looks awesome there. And then another version so you can see where that sign breaks apart there. So that looks awesome. And then from Series 2, we have Kin. So we have Kin Masters now to add to our collection. So that looks really cool. So we got Ryu and Kin here together and looks very awesome. Of course, spin around, just him posed up there with all the other characters we're going to be getting, and just looks awesome there all together. And a little bit of Kin's story there if you want to know about him, but I'll go into more details about that. So both of these look really cool, and I'm excited to check them out. Really love having the first wave. Now I'm excited to check these figures out as well. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with the Evil Ryu, which is Ryu when he succumbs to the Setsui no Hado, which is Surge of Killing Intent. So it's a dark energy based power that was also used by Akuma. So he kind of has like that Akuma look to him, especially in the eyes. But overall, it's almost just like another version of Ryu. So he's got more of this grayish blue gi on. So instead of his normal white or whatever, it looks gray to me, but it's also got like a blue tint to it. And then his skin is darker. So he's got like this darker tanner skin. He still has the red bandana around his head and tied in the back, and his eyes now just look evil. So his eyes are like all black around him with like white pupils and like red in there as well. Of course, his crazy eyebrows, which he had in the original figure as well, but just looks more evil in there. And of course, this face has, like a frowning face almost. And like I said, he's got the same gi on, just in a different color. He's got brown gloves on his hands this time, and of course barefoot once again, so looks almost identical to that last Ryu we had, just obviously in different colors. As Evil Ryu this time. Now movements will be the same as the last one, but we'll do them so the head can twist all the way around, can look down that far and up that far, so not too bad movements, nice movements in the neck. We get the shoulders that do come up to 90, and there's the butterfly joint, so it moves back and forth, so good range and can rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, so almost all the way up on itself, with the wrist that'll twist around and can hinge back and forth. Then we go to the ab crunch. So with the gi and everything, it's going to be hard to really tell and get his movements. So he has this upper crunch here, but again, I can barely get it to move. And he should be able to twist as well, but it doesn't seem to really twist much at all. And then we can go to his waist as well. So there he can crunch a little and twist around as well, but I just not too comfortable to twist it all the way around. So he may twist around, but it may not. Then the hips can come up to 90 and out to the side. He can do the splits. We get the thigh twist that'll twist all the way around. Double knee joint that can bend up that far to back, almost kicking his butt just a little off there. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth and twist side to side. And there is an ankle twist as well, so it'll twist there in the bottom of the leg. So overall, pretty decent movements once again. So nice movements overall. There's just the the issue in like the midsection, not sure what's going on, and him having the gi on top of that doesn't really help much either because it's harder to see what's all moving. But overall, everything else works out really good. It's got good movements everywhere. Now accessory-wise, we get more accessories with him since it's more of a deluxe and was the exclusive. So we get some additional heads. So we get these two heads, which don't look much different, so they almost look identical. Just the mouths are in a little bit different position, so just more angrier faces. So probably put one of them on for better fighting, maybe this one. So there he's got the angrier face for fighting. Then we get a set of hands, so he can be doing the Hadouken, so the hands that we can put on him as well for that. So I may go and switch these. So there I tried to get the hands in the Hadouken position. I don't know how to get them even better because I obviously can't get this hand twisted around to be able in the same position, so that's about the best I can do, but he comes with the hands to perform that. And with that, we do also get some Hadouken. So we have two different forms here, so I don't know what the difference is, but we get a purple and an orange one. So we get these two that we can give to him either way. I may go and do the purple just for some color variation, and then we get the stand for it as well. So there should be a hole somewhere on here that we can put this on. Yeah, it's right there. So there Ryu can now be performing the Hadouken, so shooting off the fireball there at his opponent. So of course we'll have to face him off with Ken here in a second. So we get that. And then he also comes with some display pieces for his level. So again, from what I saw, it was like called the Ryu level, and it was just the level off the box that I showed you there. So we get these two signs as well that we can just sit in the background. So we get these that has some kanji, I think that's what it's called, kanji written on it. And I looked it up, and it's supposed to be wind, forest, fire, and mountain is what it's supposed to stand for. So that's pretty cool. So we just get these one sides that, you know, can set up the little diorama. Now this one does also break apart. It does have some tape on the back here, so it can like hold it together, but you can like take it apart and it would all fall apart, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's awesome that they have a destroyable one there as well. So overall, that looks awesome for our evil Ryu. And of course, to compare it, we have our normal Ryu, so we can have evil versus normal facing off there. But you can see obviously the similarities and of course the differences with this new one being evil compared to normal one there. So I think overall that is pretty cool for evil Ryu. Of course, not a necessary figure, we just got it because that looked cool, you know, you have an evil version to face, and then getting the little background diorama things there as well is awesome. So overall pretty cool for evil Ryu. And to go along with Ryu, we have Ken Masters, which is the second main character of the Street Fighter game, where he and Ryu have been best friends since childhood, and at a young age he was a delinquent and started dyeing his hair blonde. And since his family was living in Japan, his father sent him to train with Master Goken, who taught him the art of An Sasuken alongside Ryu. Now Ken was unorthodox, unpredictable, and violent, as well as an alpha male with a giant ego, but he's also pure of heart. And also when reading it says that he was based off American Joe Louis that went to Japan and learned karate. So overall looks pretty cool. Again, having Ken to go along with Ryu is pretty awesome. So always, like I said, the two main characters of the Street Fighter game. So we get Ken here, of course, with his long blonde hair. As I mentioned, face looks nice with the smile. Kind of looks like a He-Man figure like Prince Adam, which is cool. Then he's got the red gi, so very similar to Ryu had the white. He wears red with the black belt. He's got the brown gloves on his hands. He's a bit of like a darker skin tone, has a little bit of yellowish to it, probably similar to that normal Ryu as well. And then the gi going down, he just doesn't have the ripped pants like Ryu had to his bare feet there as well. So overall, everything else about him looks pretty much the same. And we can do his movements, so his head will twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements. His hair is the only thing stopping him from doing more, so that's good. Shoulders can come up to 90 with that butterfly joint back and forth, and it can rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, so again, pretty much all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist around and can hinge back and forth. Then we get the ab crunches. It's going to be just like that evil Ryu, so it's hard to tell where he's crunching. So he has some upper crunch there. Yeah, I can feel upper crunch, and then I don't know about twisting at all, but then we can go to his waist where he'll crunch and twist there as well. Then we go down to the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side can do the splits. We get the thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint. A little bit stiff there, but can bend up that far, so it doesn't seem to be as far as Ryu. And then we get the foot, of course, with the ankle does twist around at the bottom of the leg there. And then the foot ankle will rock back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty much the exact same movements as Ryu as well. So makes sense since they pretty much have the exact same body. Just changed up the gi outfit and, of course, the head and everything. But everything else about him is just like Ryu. Now, accessory-wise, we do get an additional head, so we have more of an angry face. So, again, perfect for fighting, so we'll switch that out. So there's Ken ready for fighting now. He, of course, also comes with the additional hands for the Hadouken, so let's switch those out. And again, trying to get Ken posed up for the Hadouken isn't the easiest, and try and get his hands closer together there. But that looks cool. And, of course, with that, we do get his Hadouken, so it's just like the first normal Ryu's Hadouken we got here. So in this orangish color, looks like a fireball with the hands put together there, so that's what the hands are trying to do, putting them together so you can see the hand forms, which is awesome. And of course, like the others, comes with the base thing as well that we can stick it on so it's up in the air. And there we can have him shooting that out as well, so that looks pretty cool. Again, it's hard to really get it up on the same level as them, but overall looks pretty cool there. And of course, now that we have Ken, we can put him along with Ryu. So there's the normal Ryu once again, so we can have Ken and Ryu there together, the two friends. So that looks pretty awesome, having those two together. That's what I wanted to see. So pretty cool for this Ken overall. Like I said, always hard to kind of get him posed up with the moves for like the Hadouken and everything, but I think overall everything else about it looks pretty good and can just get in like normal standard poses and fighting poses and everything. Like I said, just the Hadouken, trying to get those hands close together is where we're going to have the problem, but everything else about it looks pretty cool. So awesome to add Ken to the collection. And with both those figures, we can set up a fight scene between Evil Ryu and Kin. So both of these look pretty cool. More cool figures from the Jada Street Fighter collection that I'm happy with. Like I said, the only thing I wish could be better is that they could get their hands closer together to make it look like a proper Hadouken. But everything else about the figures, I can't really complain too much. They have pretty good movements and articulation, so they look good as well, you know, look like they're supposed to. So it's like hard to really complain anything about these figures. Like I said, just wish their hands could get closer. So let me know what you thought of these figures of the San Diego Comic-Con Evil Ryu set and Kin Masters from Wave 2. And if you enjoyed my video, let me know with a like on it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.